Was it put my racks, put them on the table? Bitch says he needs some change, beat card and label. Move, I said, what you put it on the table. Move, I said, what you put it on the table. Red bottom shoes, but he think that Christian Lou. Yeah, that bitch my favorite, if that bitch don't need no loot. Geek up, take a perk, I say the S, that's what I do. Yeah, every morning I fell in, selling the app with Terry Crews. I just cracked the fucking car through the Tesla. I forgot the track, all the big, had no auto driving. And I'm extra mad, cause at the same time she calling me. I blocked this bitch like 5 times, no, she keep calling me.
I just pull up in at 6 feet, I always with that whip. They be mad, cause most of these bitches with. I just jerked a goof for 20 bad, asking why you tricky. I want stay, bitch, you could get sticky. Got these baby lenses on my feet, I got them from the leaky. With the ABC suit be on me, I mix some extra ready. Nigga, all over time, I can smoke her like a steezy. No, this dog is dark, with my squad, but we get busy. That DR shit across, run I knew Marcello, run I knew from Bello, run I knew some niggas. You get smoke, no oxidized, then get left traumatized. Just don't walk around me facing, cause you better hold my mouth your size. Wish you put my racks, but I'm on the table. These are J.E. call it. These are J.E. call it. Ye call it.
Was it put my racks, put them on the table? Bitch says he needs some change, beat card and label. Move, I said, what you...
What is up, legends? It's Mark here. We're live, baby. What's good? What's going on, man? Today, actually, I haven't done this on a live before. This should be really fucking cool. Today, we're going to be ranking limiting beliefs that are keeping you broke. So y'all know the drill, man. Let me know where you're listening from in the chat. I got it pulled up to the side here, so we'll go through stuff, make y'all some money, and then we'll get on our way. Because that's just what the fuck we do. What's up, guys? Addison, what's up? Heisen, Australia-friendly stream. Damn right, bro. Jay, what's up? What's up? Steven. Welcome, bro. Welcome to the stream. Yo, y'all like that intro song? You didn't think I went that deep? Come on now, man. Come on now. We going deep. Intelligent Money, what's up? Global, what's good? Ahmed, what's up? Paul, Trencher. No sleep for you, bro. Jasper, Juan, what's up? Owen, what is up? Internet JB has arrived. Welcome, bro. All right, we got Mexico in the building. What's up? Michigan, Seattle, Oregon, Michigan, Australia, California, Brazil, Argentina, Texas, Dallas. What's up, big dog? How we doing? Yeah, bro. My unreleased SoundCloud for Yeet goes pretty freaking deep, man. Goes pretty deep.
Put it on the table. I said, what you put it on?
I'm sure I could go much deeper. I mean, you always can, right? All right, y'all. So for today's live, like I said, we're going to be ranking limiting beliefs. I haven't seen anybody do this before. So you guys know, like, okay, this originally started for me when I was in high school. And for those of you that play like sports growing up and you play them at least like a reasonable competitive level, let's say high school, right? You always have that one coach, right? You have that one coach that's like, you guys gotta understand, this game, it's 99% mental, 1% physical. Meanwhile, we're on like the fucking baseline, like gasping for air because we've been running fucking sprints for an hour. Like, fuck. Little did I know that coach, he was actually onto something. He was right. But like, you just can't even wrap your mind around it when you're that young, you know? And some of you guys are that young. And if you're listening to this message, just know that coach, he was actually right. And so today I'm going to be ranking the limiting beliefs, because having like a good mindset isn't just about not giving up. It's not just about like persevering when things are difficult, being consistent, being disciplined, blah, blah, blah. That's like basic level shit. Everything that you do in this life, you're acting in accordance with a set of beliefs, right? A belief system is what it's called. That's what really makes up your identity. And most of the time, that belief system was built on nothing other than your family, your environment, your friends, your surroundings, the education system. It wasn't built intentionally. And when you turn from like a boy into a man or a girl into a woman, it's when you really sit down and take a deep look at the beliefs that you have. And instead of just having them be like accidental beliefs, you choose them intentionally to support the life that you want to live. Because if you have a specific set of beliefs, that's the belief system that got you to where you are right now. So if you want to get to where you are right now, plus 10, plus 20, and you don't want to be making like 50K a year, 100K a year, you want to be making like $1 million a year or more, or like 10K a month, 50K a month, 100K a month. Each jump that you make requires you to level up your fucking mindset. And what I mean by that specifically, because I think that's kind of like a buzzword, but like, oh, bro, you just got to get your mindset right, dude. You just got to fucking lock in, bro. No, man, you have to fix your beliefs. And you can do this through repetition and through emotion. That's how things are cemented in your subconscious brain, because beliefs in general are subconscious. You don't consciously act in accordance with your belief. You do it subconsciously, which means to penetrate into the fucking subconscious, these are beliefs that you have to hardwire into your fucking brain through repetition, through emotion, and most importantly, through action. Because I think a lot of you guys actually know the beliefs that you have to have. You're just a fucking pussy. And you don't actually act in accordance with the beliefs that you need to have to become the man or woman that you want to become. Does that make sense? So that's what we're going to go over in today's live. I'm not exactly sure how I should be ranking this, actually. I didn't really think this through. We'll say because like if this is a good, I'm ranking bad beliefs. So like the ranking system should be inverted. Let's do this. The S tier is most likely to keep you broke. So if you really, really want to be broke, you're going to have to do shit and have beliefs within this S tier up here. And then down here will be least likely to keep you broke, which aka most likely to make you rich. But ultimately, I'll give you guys a limiting belief, and then I'll reframe it into an empowering belief. Okay, we good? We good to go? Give me a fuck yeah in the chat for fucking good to go. Fuck. Jasper said the way bro is talking, I know he has a Zin in. I don't do Zins, man. If I did Zins, I would be the most fucking addicted nicotine user on this fucking planet. And I'd rather not do that. Fuck. Fuck yeah. All right, cool. All right, let's get into it. So first belief that I want to tackle here, limiting belief, I should say, is this one right here. I'm scared I'm going to fail. This is basically the limiting belief that is encompassed by fear. And for those of you that have not seen the live that I did, that was called Fear Is Not Real, you need to watch that video after this one, because I explained it so freaking well. But let me break it down for you. If this is something, a belief that you have, you're afraid that you're going to fail. I don't think that's you guys in this chat, because you're active in the chat and you know what's good. But I'm going to cover it anyway. So essentially, this whole concept of fear, it's typically not something that's very productive. You know, the element of reacting to fear was something that's programmed within our DNA that goes back evolutionarily like millions and millions of years. It comes down to the core of survival. That like fear response that you get right before you do something, the origin of that is your body is triggering all these emotions in your body because it thinks that you're basically about to be in danger. But here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing about that. The way that we've evolved, and since we've literally spent hundreds of thousands, millions of years evolving as a species or subspecies, we're no longer really ever in any real physical danger. So the whole fear thing is basically just not fucking real. Because when is the last time that you were actually in physical danger? Like you were actually legitimately afraid for your life. When was the last time that happened? It's maybe like, oh, I went like skydiving. I went like parachuting. No, I mean like not something you planned out. Like when were you actually really close to getting killed? That puts things in perspective, right? That used to be humans every single day. You'd wake up and you'd basically not die and try to procreate. Those were like your two freaking goals, right? To survive long enough so that you can have offspring. And so the whole concept of fear is actually disguised into two other things. The first one I already said, it's literally just physical danger. Like danger. Right? That's like the first thing, which basically never fucking happens in the modern age in 2025. Very, very rarely ever in physical danger. So what you're actually feeling is discomfort. There's a difference between being afraid of something or like being in danger of something and just being uncomfortable. Very big difference, right? In fear, when it comes to your comfort zone, there's the opposite of your comfort zone, which is discomfort. But this is what nobody is fucking telling you, bro. The whole discomfort thing, it's not a bad thing. If you feel this sense of overall discomfort, this is a green flag. This means you're doing the right things in the context of like business and self-development, obviously, right? Had to add that fucking I had to add that little detail. If you're intentionally putting yourself in uncomfortable situations in the name of growth, you're just going to level up so fucking fast, dude. And the way that I see it, the way that I see discomfort is not the same way that you do. I acknowledge this feeling of discomfort, but that is not a signal to my brain to not do it. In fact, it's the opposite. It's a signal in my brain to do that thing. The perfect example is, I spend a lot of money every year investing in myself. Like in some way, shape, or form, I spend a lot of money investing in myself. And what I've noticed, when I started out, I first invested like $800 in myself. And then I invested like $3K into myself. And then I invested $10K into myself. And then I invested $22K into myself. And then I invested $50K into myself. Each level that you go up, there's still that sense of discomfort. When you're sending, a mentor or coach, whatever it is that you want to qualify as self-development or learning or investing in yourself, when I'm sending somebody $22,000 for one single month of something in order to make me a better person, I felt a little uncomfortable when I did that. And I felt that same exact feeling when I invested $800 in myself. It doesn't matter, like the levels change, but the feeling still remains the same. The difference is that sense of discomfort should be a green fucking flag for you. It should be a green flag. Who do you want to actually be? Honestly. How do you want your fucking name to be remembered? Do you want to be remembered as a guy that never took any risks? That was always in his comfort zone? Like, dude, even saying those words out loud makes me fucking sick. Is that how you want to be fucking remembered? Obviously not. If you're watching this right now, you don't want to be remembered as the guy who was fucking mediocre, as the guy who was average. You want to be remembered as the guy who's fucking extraordinary, that did epic shit, that was placed in the most difficult of situations, that fucking prevailed, that stepped in the face of fear and displayed courage. That's ultimately what you want, dude. Because that's how you live a fucking epic, legendary life. That's how you build awesome companies. Like the sense of discomfort it's not just investing in yourself where you feel that. It's also, investing in your business, investing in your team. It's any time, it can be as simple as just cold approaching a woman. You still feel that sense of discomfort, right? And as long as you're not a fucking creep, it's a good thing to do to get the reps in and learn how to talk to the opposite gender. Like, fuck. So, for that reason, this whole belief, this is very likely to keep you broke. If you're never going outside of your comfort zone, out of fear, which is bullshit because it's actually just discomfort, this is an S tier limiting belief, which means it's very likely to keep you broke if you have this for a long period of time. So, we're going to put that in the S tier. By the way, guys, in general, I don't know, it's kind of funny that life is this way, but if you're at a chasm and there's like two decisions that you can make, right? You can either do X or you can do Y. And you look at X and you're like, okay, that would be pretty easy to do. And then you look at Y and be like, okay, that would be difficult to do and uncomfortable. Almost every single time, Y is the decision that you should fucking make. Like, it's very, very rare that there's a decision that's like an easy decision, quote unquote, like it's easy to do, and it ends up improving your life. There's one of my favorite sayings of all time, one of my favorite quotes is, easy conversations equals a hard life. Hard conversations equals an easy life. So, and that could be conversations with yourself, mind you, right? All right. That's it for the first belief. Next. All right. Next question, or next limiting belief we have here is, I believe that spending money on myself is an expense, not an investment. So here's the thing about investing in yourself, right? There's a reason that people call it investing in yourself, because if you look at the context of of like economics and finance, you can actually define, these words as if you're investing or you have an expense in your business, right? An expense is something that is a one-time debit of your account. So it's leaving your account, and there's no possibility that that is actually going to increase the valuation of your business. An investment is that same money being debited from your account with the assumption that that's going to make you better, or the company more profitable in that case. And so there's a lot of people that look at like investing in themselves, investing in their business as an expense, which is not the way that you view it. I would view it the same way that I fucking view running ads. If I spend $100 on a new ad campaign, new offer, new product, whatever, am I expecting to not see anything back? No, I'm expecting to fucking see money back in return. That's what I want. Spend money on ads. Hopefully I fucking get some back, right? I understand that I'm not, that I'm buying data, and it's not always going to be like, all right, I put $100 in, I get $300 out. Cool, I'm printing. It's not always going to be like that, but I am expecting something in return. That's why I say, like, spending money on ads, it's not an expense. It's an investment, because if you know how to read the data, you will make your business so much more money. And the same is true with yourself, right? Every time, like, there was a point in time where I would literally rationalize every single purchase that I made as an investment, because I knew that it was going to be developing me somehow, either making me more money, either growing my business, making me get into better shape. Like, even just like going and getting my blood work done to see how healthy or unhealthy I am. That's an investment. That's an investment in your health. Because if you didn't do that, you could see your health as an indicator probably go down, because you could have these issues that you don't know until you look at your blood work, right? Same thing with business. Same thing with investing in yourself. If you view it as an expense and not as something that's going to pay you back, then you're just not going to make it. Does that make sense? For that reason, we're going to take this belief, which is, I believe that spending money on myself is an expense, not an investment. And this is a dangerous one as well. I'm going to put this at the A tier. All right, let me pause and answer some questions here. Does that make sense, guys? If that makes sense, just drop like a little thumbs up in the chat for me. Owen, Mark, do you have any activities for the sake of getting better at confronting fear? Owen, I think you probably know exactly what you need to do. Like, take an inventory of your life. Where do you want to get better? Which should be basically everywhere. And then you probably know exactly what you need to do, right? If that's relationships, that means you need to go and talk to more women. Or women, yeah. You need to go and talk to people. If that's business, that means that you probably need to invest in some type of education into yourself so that you can increase your earning potential. One of my favorite things to do, bro, is like I still invest in coaching and courses and masterminds. I really believe, dude, that if you want to be a good seller, if you want to be good at selling things, You should be really good at buying things. So I'll buy courses, masterminds, coaching programs all the fucking time. I just bought one the other day, that had to do with AI. It cost like $100, but like I buy that shit so fucking fast, especially if it's like my friends offer and you know they're building some really epic shit. Dude, I want to be their first fucking customer. How can you expect, like, knowing how the universe works, which the universe is simply a mirror. The universe will mirror back to you what you are yourself. So with that said, if you're super fucking cynical about buying products, how do you expect your customers to be? If you're super fucking just a pain in the ass about investing in yourself, investing in your business, how do you think your customers are going to be? So for me, I know that's a universal fucking law of the universe. And so I like buying a lot of shit because I know that it's going to come back to me in some way, shape, or form. I forgot who said that initially. I think that was an OG. I think that was like Matt Basak or something. But he was like, if you want to be a good seller, you have to be a good buyer. No, I think it was maybe Perry Belger? I can't remember. Anyways, next belief. But dude, a lot of the mindset and motivational stuff and like limiting beliefs and everything, it's literally just, you could probably close this video right now because you know exactly what you do. You're just not fucking doing it because your beliefs are not the beliefs that they should be, or like just having the right beliefs is half the battle. The other half the battle is just fucking doing it. Doing the fucking thing that aligns with that belief. The next limiting belief that we have here on the list, guys, is I believe that making money is hard. This is an interesting one, actually. This is something that one of my mentors broke down. I think it was last year. Basically, this pretty esoteric mindset coach that I hired and paid a lot of money. Most people have this view that if you have hard work, if you have hard work over here, I'm just going to do like HW. And over here on the left-hand side, you have money. Most people think that the reason they're not making money is because they're not working hard enough. So they expect the harder that you work, the more money that you're going to make. Is that actually true, though? I think you guys probably know that's not fucking true. Do you think that billionaires are working harder than like migrant workers doing manual labor? And it doesn't even have to be physical work. I have some people on my team that are working every single day until like 4 to 5 in the morning. Every single fucking day. Are you outworking them? Well, doesn't really fucking matter, because work is not the thing that's going to make you more money. It's not just working hard. It's also working smart, which is just a code word for actually working on the right things, right? Doing the right things. That's the difference between just like putting in work, putting in hours, but doing the entirely wrong things. I've had a few people that I have worked with, either existing e-commerce brands or like guys that join Brand Builders Academy or something like that. And they have the discipline to do the work. They work hard as fuck. They're putting in so many hours. But then I talk to them and I'm asking like, hey, how's this going? What's the progress here? And they're basically just at the same spot. And I'm like, how is it even possible, bro? Like, you work so much. I see how much work you're putting in. What have you been working on? And they get caught in this massive analysis paralysis shit show where they convince themselves that they're doing work that is important, but really they're just fucking not. They're doing the equivalent of fucking mental masturbation. They're working so that they can kind of convince their brain that they're doing something important, but they're not working on anything that's actually going to move the needle. So that's the difference between being productive and being effective. Two different fucking things. Being productive is just distractionless work. Being effective is distractionless work on the right things, the things that actually fucking moves the needle in your business. Perfect example, and this is probably going to help a lot of you guys right now. You don't need to spend as much time as you think doing product research. The product is an important part of the e-com puddle. Holy shit, I just had a fucking aneurysm. Let's try that again. The product is a very important part of the e-com puzzle. But you know what's going to make you better than like taking an A- product versus like an A+ product, but the A+ product can take like a million years to fucking find, is just getting in more reps. Just get in more reps, dude. Just test more, because every time that you test, you're learning something. That's the fucking currency. It's learning. It's nothing else aside from learning. And so this belief, like I believe that making money is hard, we know that's not the fucking truth. Because if that were the truth, the reciprocal of this would be, if I want to make more money, I just have to work harder. Which is fucking stupid. No, you have to work on the right things. Let's take this in the context of crypto, right? If you know exactly, like let's say you're a fucking time traveler. You know exactly the price that all these coins are going to be trading at like every 24 hours. So I know exactly what Bitcoin is going to be priced at 24 hours from now. I know it to the fucking dot. Do I need to work really, 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 really hard to make money? No, because I have this really unique specialized knowledge in my head that puts me ahead of everybody else. Now, I know you can't fucking time travel, but how easy would it be to get rich if that was you? If you could just easily know what's going to happen in 24 hours in the markets. You'd fucking print. You would never worry about money for the rest of your life. Now, I can't make you a fucking time traveler, but I can tell you that it's not how hard you're working, it's what you're working on and what you fucking know. It's the information. Like, there's no shortage of information right now. It's just about getting the best information that you're actually working on the right things. So for that reason, this one is also quite destructive. It's not too terrible though. We're going to put this in the B tier in terms of limiting beliefs. All right, Flame, what's up? How deep into esoteric things are you separate from limiting beliefs? So just something like rituals or numerology, or overall more into esoteric knowledge? I probably stop right at like numerology, cosmology, rituals in general. That's probably typically where I start. I'm more so interested around so like when it comes to esoteric stuff, I still want to find things that are proven by data. And even something as simple as quantum physics, it's a scientific study, right? We have conducted experiments that have shown, for example, double slit experiment, right? We have conducted experiments in controlled conditions where we have exposed the fact that the way that you view things changes how they show up for you. The way that you view the world is going to change how the world is like placed upon you. The events that happen to you are directly related to the filter that you see the world through. Like, that's fucking crazy to think about. Like, that's still fucking crazy. Like, I love that type of shit. But yeah, to answer your question, man, I don't go super deep into the woo-woo stuff. Balls legend. I booked a call, bro. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, man. That'll be a great call. EPR, I want to do Brand Builders Academy. Is it good from someone starting from zero in the e-com space? Yeah, dude, we help beginners all the time. We have one of our top clients now, ironically, when he joined, he was like 34 years old. He was a dad. He only had like 2 hours a day to work on it, and he is destroying right now. Young JB, hey Mark, I'm at work. My manager just got on my ass because he thought I was on FaceTime with you. Thanks. That's not my fucking problem, bro. I like how you frame that like it's my problem. That's hilarious. Look up the double slit experiment. That's what I was talking about, dude. I said the double slit experiment. Yeah, that exactly, bro. 100%. All right, let's move on to the next one, guys. Got to keep it moving. So next we have the limiting belief. That is, I believe that I need to figure everything out on my own. So fun story for you guys. That is perfect for this one. When I was 18 years old, I initially got into ecom. I was in college, and this is a belief that I genuinely had, because like it's so funny. The whole like, hey, I'm young and I'm like I want to start making money online. there's this whole delusional reality around you that's, I don't know if it's social media, your parents, whatever, but I was like, I'm pretty smart. I'm not trying to like toot my own horn. I'm not a genius, but I'm also not a fucking idiot. I'm sure I can figure this thing out. That was my mindset day one of me starting ecom. Over the next 9 months, I blew through all of my savings, which at the time I think was well over like $5,000. I blew through it all. Blew through it. Light work. And it was because of this stupid belief that you see on the screen right here. I believe that I need to figure everything out on my own. Because for some reason, I was brainwashed into thinking that there's some fucking pride associated with doing it yourself. And the reality is, there's not. Because what's going to happen is you're going to end up being the guy that's broke, that refused to reach out for help, refused to invest in himself to maybe, I don't know, possibly find somebody that knows a little bit more than you, that has what you want, that has done what you want to do, and kind of like ask them some questions and learn from them. Crazy thought, I know. But I don't know why, especially young people, because they're like, oh, I got time. Like I'm young myself. I do not have fucking time. You don't have fucking time. Especially with AI right now, I can't even tell you guys, like, bro, it literally makes me scared what the world is going to look like in the next 12 to 24 months because of everything that is going on with AI. Like the way we do everything about the way we do everything is going to look completely different in 12 months from now. Like I'm genuinely scared how many people, oh my God, it's like fucking, dude, I can't even put into words. Like I'm legit, like I'm scared for not just myself, but I'm scared for my fucking family and I'm scared for my friends. They're going to be fucking cooked. I'm telling you. And you're going to be cooked too. If you're trying to still figure shit out on your own, you're just going to have to be okay with other people that are lowering their ego and are learning from other people and becoming successful and making money faster than you. If that thought doesn't piss you off, then go ahead, like do everything on your own. But for me, number one, you don't have time. You don't have the time that you think you do, especially if you're young. That is an illusion. You don't have time. Especially like AI. I literally, yeah, it's like an AI revolution. We will look back on this time. We will see the hundreds of thousands, the millions of jobs that are just that just evaporate. I want to show you guys this email. I'm sure a few of you already saw it, but essentially the CEO of Fiverr sent this email to his entire company, and this is what it said here. Hey team, I've always believed in radical candor and despised those who sugarcoat reality to avoid stating the unpleasant truth. The very basis for radical candor is care. You care enough about your friends and colleagues to tell them the truth because you want them to be able to understand it, grow, and succeed. So here's the unpleasant truth. AI is coming for your jobs. Keep in mind, this is the owner of the company telling his employees, hey, AI is coming for your job. And then he says, heck, it's coming for my job too. This is a wake-up call. It does not matter if you're a programmer, designer, product manager, data scientist, lawyer, customer support rep, salesperson, or a finance person, AI is coming for you. You must understand that what was once considered easy tasks will no longer exist. What was considered hard tasks will become the new easy, and what was considered impossible tasks will be the new hard. If you do not become an exceptional talent at what you do, a master, you will face the need for a career change in a matter of months, motherfuckers, months. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm not talking about your job at Fiverr. I am talking about your ability to stay in your profession in the industry. Let me show you guys another one. I don't think this was an email, actually. This was like an internal memo. All right, look at this. This is from the fuck, I forgot his fucking name. CEO of Shopify, Tobias. Number one, using AI effectively is now a fundamental expectation of everyone at Shopify. Number two, AI must be part of your GSD prototype phase. Number 3, we will add AI usage questions to our performance and peer review questionnaire. So when he's reviewing the performance of people, he's going to add questions specifically around how much they're using AI. And you can bet your ass, if they're not using it a lot, they will be fired. Number 4, learning is self-directed, but share what you learned. You have access to as much of the cutting edge AI tools as possible. Names all the tools. Number 5, before asking for more headcount and resources, teams must demonstrate why they cannot get what they want done using AI. All right, so again, I'll let you guys in on a secret as well. We implemented this in our own company. We can't have our team members hire new people if they can't prove that AI can do it. They have to be able to prove this is something that AI cannot do, therefore I need to hire somebody. If they can't prove that, they can't hire the person. And especially with what do they call it? Agenetics, AI agents, right? Oh my God, guys, I don't think you understand the fucking proportions that this is gonna fucking shock the world. It's actually quite scary to think about. Anyways, this belief, I believe that I need to, this all tracks back to you trying to figure everything out on your own, even with AI. Like, especially these LLMs, right? Large language model. It's just a culmination of a bunch of text and language. It's not going to show you the best strategy to run your Facebook ads because it's just taking all the other information, like creating its own combination. It's not good. You'd be better off just going right to the source. So for that reason, we're going to put this one in the B tier. It's not the worst, but it's especially prevalent amongst the youngsters. And I'm talking like between the ages of 16 and 30. Let's say that's like relatively young, especially 16 to like 24. Don't have this belief. All right? There's a difference between intelligence and wisdom wisdom is intelligence over time. The most wise people that I know would tell you, if you have the opportunity to buy time with your money, do it, because you can always make more money. You cannot make more time. All right, next belief. Next limiting belief we have here, guys, is I believe that it needs to be the right time in order to succeed. This is what I like to call the perfect timers. For those of you that know like an ounce of like trading knowledge, an ounce. How well do the people that try to beat the market on average actually beat the market? Very, very, very rarely does that happen. So the whole concept of trying to find the perfect time to do something, I don't know where you got this whole perfect time beautiful idea, but the perfect time isn't real. In the same way that fear is not real and you've been brainwashed to believe it is, the perfect time is also not real. But if there was a perfect time, I'm just telling you, it'd be right now because of everything that's happening with AI. This would literally be the best fucking time. But there's no perfect time, right? I know everybody has their shit. Like that's one thing that I learned from one of my business partners, actually. Everybody always has personal shit going on. Every single person. You got people that are in relationship issues, that are going through divorces. You have people that, are starting to have kids, first kid, second kid, third kid. Then things happen to those kids. They get sick. They become ill. You have stuff with your family, issues bubbling up. You have your own personal self to worry about, your own mental health, your own fucking physical health. You have sickness. You have all these things. All these perfect excuses for you to not do it. But that's exactly what they are, aren't they? They're fucking excuses because the perfect time doesn't actually exist. The only time that exists is now. And if you want to be the person to put off your fucking dreams because you're not living in the place you want to live at yet, that's retarded. If you're going to wait for the perfect time because you just had a kid and like you don't have a lot of time, also retarded. If you're waiting for, let's give another example, see if we get fucking canceled or something. Let's say you just find a girl. You just get in a fucking relationship. And you want to spend more time with her instead of prioritizing yourself and your future. Retarded. Oh man. So yeah, long story short, I think you guys already know this, right? The perfect time does not fucking exist. You just have to take action now because there's people that are in worse positions than you. There are people that are less intelligent than you that are making more money simply because they acknowledge that the perfect time doesn't exist and they just decided to start today anyways. Regardless of their excuses, regardless of their personal situations, they just decided to start and they're kicking your ass. They're beating the fucking shit out of you. If this was a race, they would have already fucking passed the finish line and you'd be like 10 minutes fucking behind. And this is a 5K, so it's not that long. You're not doing too hot, bro. You gotta kick it up. That's the way that I think about it, just because I'm really competitive. And I don't like to acknowledge the fact that there are people that are dumber than me that are making so much more money, but it is true and it pisses me off. But the reason that is true is because they're just acting regardless of how they feel, regardless of their personal situations, etc. So for that reason, we're gonna put this one in the fucking S tier. Very likely to keep you broke. All right, next one, guys. We have, I believe that if I want to make more money, I need to work harder. We already fucking covered that one. I don't know why that's on there. Goodbye. Next one. I believe that I'm okay with being average. All right, let me explain this one a little bit, okay? There are people that I talk to either like in my Instagram DMs, which you guys, if you haven't DM'd me on Instagram, you should. I'm way too active on there, but Mark builds brands. I talk to people frequently, and I say, "Hey, don't you want to get to this point where like you're making the money that you want to make? You have like this freedom, this independence. You can live wherever you want. You're making internet money. You can travel the world. You can do all this super cool, epic shit. Don't you want that?" And they're like, "Yeah, but I don't have it that bad right now." I was like, what? What do you mean you don't have it that bad? You're barely making money. You're in terrible shape. And you're ugly. What do you mean you're okay with that? I don't, that was a joke, guys. I mean, I would never actually say that to somebody. Unless it was, unless they really deserved it. But that's ultimately what is stemming from that fucking belief is they're okay with being average. That's what they're telling. They're not saying that word for word, but if you say, yeah, things are that good, but like I'm not that motivated to get to the next level, bro, what? So you're okay with just like being average. So you're okay with like being ugly. No, you're just okay with being mediocre. If that doesn't fucking bother you, man, this is not for you. Not for you at all. I don't even know how to I'm like trying to overcome this belief. The way that I'd probably do that is to do like the graveyard test, right? In 100 years, for the majority of you, you're going to be dead. Most people are not going to remember you. There's just going to be a few people in your family, a few of your friends. But 100 years after that, definitely nobody's going to remember you for the most part. Very, very rarely will your name ever even be brought up. Unless you decide not to be average. Unless you decide to fucking max out your life stats and live an epic fucking life. If that's you, then you're in the right place, motherfucker. All right? So this one's bad, man. This is very likely to keep you broke. If you're okay with being average, don't watch my content. All right, next one. Oh, that was actually it. All right. Yeah, thank you guys for watching this little one. I only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if you have any questions, we'll open up the Q&A right now for the next 15 minutes or so. So whatever questions you guys got, could be about the limiting belief stuff here, ideally, mindset-related things. And then if you want, you can ask some ecom questions. I know you guys are burning. Ask about AI and other cool shit, all right? And, yeah, in the meantime.
Put it on his head, red bottom shoes, but he not Christian Lou. Yeah, that bitch my favorite, if that bitch don't need no loot. Geek up, take a perk, I say to the S, that's what I do. Yeah, every morning I feel and sell it to Terry Crews. I just cracked the fucking car, through the Tesla. I forgot the track hard, the big had no auto driving. And I'm extra mad cause at the same time she calling me. I blocked this bitch like 5 times, no, never keep calling me.
Alright. Next question. Jasper said, I maxed out my gym stats before my pocket stats. 245 lean, barely making 6 digits. 245 lean? God damn, brother. I kind of skipped over that. That's pretty mad. Depending on your definition of lean, but like, based off the way you said that, probably pretty nuts. On that note, dude, there's no reason why you can't do both. Like, you can't max out both at the same time. It doesn't take that much like actual time input to get in incredibly good shape. Like maximum you spend like what, hour and a half at the gym. You can train like 4 to 5 times a week to get a great physique. Just like lift heavy, recover hard, you know, don't be a moron, and control your diet and nutrition. Like, you can do both. You can be leveling the fuck up out of your money and also your health. There's no reason. There's no fucking rule book. All right. Next question. Tuan, love your content. Been a fan from Vietnam. I love that, dude. Thank you for watching. G Money, what do you think about reality transurfing? Phenomenal book, bro. Phenomenal book. I haven't read the full. Actually, I have a copy of it here, but I haven't read the full massive one because it's like 800 fucking pages. And I think it's a transcription from like a live talk. I'm not sure. So I've done the one in like 76 days, and it is very good. It's foundational for sure. Joey, is ecom the only method you see working for Wi-Fi money? Absolutely not, dude. Absolutely not. Most of the models out there work to some extent. There's like pros and cons to each. But, you know, I'm a fan of ecom. The best thing you can do in terms of like picking a vehicle is find one that kind of aligns with your personality, and then don't let any shiny object take you off the path. That was one thing I definitely, like, looking back, I did really well. There was never a point where I was bouncing around too much from like business model to business model. It was all just like ecom in any way, shape, or form. Next question. Kenny, do you use bid caps? What are your thoughts on it? Yeah, we use bid caps a lot, bro. Big fan, especially at scale. Is there a good way to balance learning versus taking action? Yeah. So I think a standard 80-20 rule applies here, bro. In general, people are just not taking enough action, period. So if you work, let's say, an average of like 12 hours a day, right? And you want to level up really, really quickly, how many hours per day should you spend like 100% learning? Ultimately, I'm really learning all day, every day, like for the most part. But if you want to completely compartmentalize it, that 20% would be between 2 and 3 hours, like 2.5 hours on average. But I'm looking at a 12-hour day, and I'm like, fuck, that means like spending 2.5 hours, like literally just learning. Like, that's a lot of fucking time. So I've probably even lowered it a little bit more. You're going to learn through taking action in and of itself. Zadok, can I use medical terms like menopause on meta? Depends on the term. Menopause is fine. But to be cautious, it's more so not like these specific... yeah, some terms they will get flagged a little bit, but it's more so around the context of claims. So like, for example, just saying the words weight loss, it's not exactly a great thing, but if you just say weight loss, you know, you're not going to get like the ad rejected. But if you say specifically, new weight loss secret revealed, how to lose 32 pounds in 14 hours, proven by science. If you say something crazy like that, that's a claim that's super unrealistic, and that would therefore violate meta policies. How do you overcome comfort? Dude, honestly, the best advice I can give here, if you're in your comfort zone and you know you need to get out and you know there's something that you need to do, the best thing you can do is just not think about it. Just don't think and do it immediately. If at most you can do the 5-second method, which is counting down from 5 to 1, it's like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you immediately do it. So like getting out of bed works really, really well. And you just create this non-negotiable rule that whatever happens at the end of that 5 seconds or whatever you say you're going to do, you actually fucking do it. That's the best thing that I've noticed, because it's like I think of it in terms of like weightlifting as well. When I'm doing a set, right, and let's say I'm doing a higher rep set, like between 20 and 30 reps, and I'm just like, just kind of burning it out, right? Once you get, let's say I'm shooting for 30. Once you get to rep 20, let's say we're doing fucking squats, like something really hard, right? You fucking squat, you feel like shit, your entire body is like fucking quaking, your legs are on fire, it's super uncomfortable. You have two options. You can take a few seconds to like catch your breath and be like, okay, all right, next rep, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, then you can like repeat the process. Or you can just fucking not think and just like do the rep. You get up, okay, do the rep. You get up, okay, do the rep. You get up, okay, do the rep. And just like don't even think about it, because the more you think, like our brains are super powerful, but there's not a direct correlation between like IQ and like how much money you make. And the same is true with like training, right? Sometimes you just need to stop fucking thinking and just do it. Because the more you think, the more you're going to get in your own way. Harrison, got a $300 briefcase I sell. We do 30 to 40K a month. Are you seeing chat funnels work for products like this? I would have to probably know a little bit more about the briefcase, but in general, yeah, dude, 100%. I think I would probably do a listicle with something like that, because you don't need to do a ton of selling and explanation. I mean, it's a briefcase, right? It's like, I'm sure there's some cool functionality to it, but how fucking crazy could it be? It's a briefcase. So that means that you probably don't need an advertorial, but you could do a listicle, because that's a little bit more, product aware. 5 reasons why, call to action at the bottom, go to the sales page, and the full upsell process after that, 100%. BW, next question. When did you discover Yeet? So whenever Money So Big came out, 2021, I think. Nah, you know what fucking song it was? It was this fucking guy running around in the streets with his phone. You know what? If you know Yeet, you know which one I'm talking about. And he was singing the song Dub. That guy fucking put me on. All right, next question. Sammy, I want to launch a product test with static ads into an advertorial, or is it better to test with video ads to UGC? Never made an advertorial before. If you've never made an advertorial before and you're not at least 1K a day, I just recommend going straight to a P2P. The chat funnel is really good and great to scale to. Do you believe in having an alter ego? Shiloh, again, what's up, bro? Yes, 100%. 100%. If you haven't read The Alter Ego Effect, really, really cool book. Oh, yeah. Scrony, or whatever your name is. You said learning can be another form of procrastination. That's 100% true. That's 100% true. That's part of the reason why I actually do my reading late at night, because I have, like, right before I go to bed, because, a few reasons. Number one, you're shifting your brainwave state into a theta state, which is the most suggestible brainwave state that you can possibly be in. So the words are basically like just being embedded in my subconscious right before I go to sleep. And number two, the second reason for that is because I have no more work to do for that particular day. It's right before I go to bed. I have nothing to procrastinate on. I did the work that I need to do. But that's a fantastic point, dude. Felix, hey Mark, I can't create images with ChatGPT because I always get the error that ChatGPT isn't allowed to create the image due to the guidelines. What are you, fucking creating AI dick pics, bro? Do you have a solution to it? That was a joke. Do you have the problem too, or know how to fix it? I have had the problem. Usually the solution is to create a new chat with ChatGPT, and you just have to adjust your prompt so that it's not something that's against their guidelines. If you try to do it within that same prompt window, it'll just not work. But ultimately, like, AI is detecting that you're trying to get something that could potentially be explicit content. That's why they give you that error. G Money, what jobs AI is going to replace? Who should be scared the most? We should all be scared. And what jobs? The question would be, what jobs are not going to be replaced? Every piece of knowledge work, all the knowledge work jobs in general will be gone. There will only be these people that are moderating and managing the agents, the AI agents. But in general, like long term, all the knowledge work will be gone. Hassan, what's up, bro? Thoughts on Google ads? Google ads are great, dude. Google ads are great. I mean, just basic retargeting with branded search and display is like the easiest money you could ever make. That's why a lot of the Google guys will flex their, they'll flex their dashboards and they'll say like 5x, conversion value over cost, which is basically the ROAS. And it's all just like warm retargeting. Like I would hope your ROAS is that fucking high. In general, Google can have very high return on ad spend though, because people have search intent. That's the difference between Facebook, TikTok, YouTube versus Google. Google, they have search intent. So people are intending to purchase. They're just like one step further along the, what would it be? They're one touch point further, which means one touch point closer to getting a conversion. So significantly more likely to convert with that. Next question. The cookie night. What's up, Mark? Hope you're having a good day. I'm having a great day, bro. What do you do if you get your Facebook account banned? What are all the things you do when you make a new Facebook profile to prevent it from getting banned? Oh, fuck. I would watch one of my previous lives where I go over this, bro. If you DM me on IG, I can send you the exact link. But I'm not going to cover that right now because it would take quite a while. The first thing that you should always do is just appeal it. A lot of times they are just restricted randomly. And if that's the case, you should get it back. If not, then you'll have to go the more complex route. In which case, yeah, just DM me on IG, dude. I can get you that video. It was like halfway through one of my Q&As. Jasper, you said closing can't be taken. I disagree, bro. Disagree. There will still be some element where they're there, where those people are there, but they will definitely be replaced, at least in some capacity. Yeah, exactly. Like the really, really good guys will still be there. But there's like going to be 80 to 90% that are not. Young JB, hey Mark, do you think copywriters are cooked if they don't know how to prompt because of AI? Yes, they are absolutely positively fucking cooked. Dude, I'm not going to hire a copywriter for my business anymore. Do you guys understand that? I hired the last copywriter in my business period last February. That's over a year. And that's before we even had like productive AI agents. Now we have really, really good fucking agents. And all of the LLMs have also become significantly more superior. So, yes, they are 100% cooked. Internet JP, you're asking phenomenal questions, dude. Shout out to you, but I need to answer some other people as well. Devin, do you recommend Gary Halbert's advice on hand copying down good ads for practice writing copy? I do. And that does not contradict my previous statement about copywriters. You should, because the one piece that's actually the most difficult when it comes to AI copywriting is chiefing. That's the most important piece. Like, you can write so much copy and it's really pretty good. It's like 80% of the way, sometimes 90, sometimes 95%, but you still need that extra little piece. And if you don't know what good copy looks like, how are you supposed to chief it? So I would still recommend it, dude. Yeah, personally. Kenny, at what point would you start considering custom branding and 3PL? I would say between 200 and 300K a month, dude. Owen, thoughts on AI generated UGC ads for advertorials, especially the AI UGC ad can't demonstrate, especially if the ad can't demonstrate the product or product working, then I wouldn't do it, bro. If you can't demonstrate the product working and you need to have that demonstration, you should run videos. Now, you could use makeugc.ai and you can show the product in action. You can also do that with Kling. Yeah, Frock Eye OPSEC, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, basic fucking OPSEC. OPSEC goes extremely deep. Owen, Mark, are coders cooked? As of right now, dude, some of them, yes, like the really low level ones, but good developers are still needed as of right now. Like, if you try to run a no code application and vibe code your way to like a SaaS, it'll probably work, but it's on the least stable infrastructure as humanly possible. And you could have, like, there's stories of people that vibe code their way to a SaaS and then a bunch of like sophisticated hackers who actually understand code at a very deep level will come and just destroy their shit. So as of right now, like, if you want to build something really serious, yes. But dude, I think I'll reevaluate that statement in 3 to 6 months, because I think that there will be a point. Actually, one of the founders of the founder of Windsurf said this. He was like, he doesn't believe that there's going to be such a thing as programmers or developers anymore. All there's going to be is these builders, people building stuff, because there's going to be a point where you can build everything that you want to, deploy it, and in the exact way that a sophisticated SaaS with 10 experienced devs would actually build it out. But you can do that 100% just using standard prompts as a non-technical person. I promise you, we will get to that point. It's just a matter of time. Hendrik, sup Mark? I believe placebo is the strongest effect / reaction / feeling a human can have. I think the strongest feeling a human can have is benching 3 plates for reps when you're cracked out on enough caffeine to kill a rhinoceros. But that's just me. I guess we're a little different. I'm just fucking with you, bro. It is extremely powerful. I don't know what else to say beyond that. I watched this documentary that was specifically about the placebo effect. It's extremely strong, and if anything, that shows you the power that your beliefs have over over everything, even over like your own biology. Like, if you just believe that actually, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. Young JB, stupid question, but who do you got on Islam versus Taporia? When is that fight, dude? I feel like, it's June 28th. Fuck, it's a long time away. Oh man, fuck. That'll be such a great fight. I would say, as of right now, probably Taporia. Just because I think that they're probably going to try to strike the whole time, and I think that Taporia is a superior striker. JB, Internet JB. Last question, Mark. What's a cheat code to staying up? And what is the average amount of sleep you would say you get a night? My sleep is much better now. I get probably between 5 and 7 hours a night. Sometimes 8. The cheat code to staying up? I mean, caffeine. Like, what other cheat code is there, bro? Caffeine, nicotine, and working on something that genuinely excites you. I don't know what beyond that there would really be. Ooh. Corbin, do you believe that going to the gym helps a person get rich? No. No, honestly, man. Most people that are really into the gym are relatively broke. Because they'll like go to the gym and they'll come back and like do nothing. Or they'll go to the gym and just like then go work their regular job. So I don't actually think there's a correlation. Fantastic question. This will be one of the last ones, guys. So if you have any final questions, just drop them in the chat. From Zadok True, or Zadok, whatever that name is. How do I make my copy relatable to my avatar without violating personal attributes policy, implying your knowledge of users' health status? The best way to do this, bro, is through stories of in the third person perspective, or in the first person perspective, but just stories in general, because this is something that I've learned just about sales in general. The best way to overcome a limiting belief is to show how you did it yourself, or how somebody else around you did it. So perfect example, right? Let's say you have one of these limiting beliefs. Like you have this belief of fear. If I was like, listen, dude, you shouldn't have that stupid fear belief. Instead, you should believe that everything is centered around growth, and that fear is just a sign of discomfort. You're not going to be that convinced to really do it, right? In general, humans are persuaded emotionally, and that was the most like logical explanation of all time. So what would be a good, emotional story? Well, I could be like, so just so I understand, bro, you feel like this sense of fear if you're going to try something. Is that right? Be like, yeah. I'd be like, dude, honestly, I totally feel that. It was actually really interesting. Something that happened to me a few years ago is I felt like I was like standing in the Grand Canyon, or like right on top of the Grand Canyon, right? And I just had this huge hundreds of feet drop right in front of me, because I had to make this decision about, investing in this coach. He's like super duper high up. Nobody really knows him. He's like super esoteric and shit, really cool. And I was like, this is a amount of money that I'm quite frankly pretty uncomfortable with. But then I started to think, I was like, what if this was actually a good sign? What if this sense of anxiety and the nerves that I'm feeling was actually an indicator I'm about to do the right thing? If you look at all the amazing things that have happened in your life, whether that's like going up to a girl that's now your girlfriend, or pushing yourself in the gym beyond your point of comfort, there's always something good on the other side, right? And I was thinking about that, and I was like, shit, dude, I just have to totally feel these nerves and understand that it's not anything that's actually gonna put me in danger. It's just discomfort. And I took the leap. And the crazy thing, when I actually invested in this guy, is my income doubled. And I was making a good amount of money. Like my income doubled within 3 months, my monthly income. And it was all because of him. But if I didn't actually take that step, like I would have been in the same position, right? So notice, like I'm telling the story, it's so much easier for you to communicate the message, and it's not going to be like the person is not going to put their guards up if you're just telling your own personal story, but you're actually overcoming a belief that they have as you say that story out loud. Does that make sense? That's the way that I would do that, to be honest. Internet JB, I don't know why I thought you had some crack method. Dude, what works really well for me is just like caffeine, nicotine, cigars, and listening to some really good music, working in a pitch black room, and just being fully consumed with what's in front of me. I mean, that's really all that I have, bro, for the sleep thing and working late at night. But bro, I would be really vibing to the music. Like, music is one thing that energizes me like fucking crazy. We got a few Aussies in the building, bro. That's fucking sick. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the live. All right, speaking of which, this live is over. That was all I have time for. Hope you guys enjoy this live though, for real. This was a fun one. I think the action points here, if you're still watching, legitimately take 15 minutes, pull out an actual piece of paper or a notebook or a journal and an actual pen, and I want you to write out the beliefs that you have right now. You're going to draw like a T-chart, right? And on the left-hand side, you're going to have all of your current beliefs. Just as soon as you think of, they'll be like, I believe that statements, or it'll be, I'm the type of person that statements. Just write them all fucking down. And on the right-hand side, you're going to write down the beliefs that you need to adopt in order to become the person you want to be, in order to make the money that you want to make. So choose those beliefs very wisely and repeat them in your head like you fucking mean it, and attach emotion to it. And then most importantly, act in accordance with those beliefs, because that's how you get from being the person that you are right now to the person that you've always wanted to become. All right, legends, thank you so much for joining. Let's cue the outro. Yeah, which one do we want to pop into now? Actually, all right. Oh my God, it's not fucking working again. Bro. Please. How many times is this gonna happen? I hope you guys know I'm getting copyright strike after copyright strike because I fuck with the culture and I want to play my fucking music. Let me see if I can fix this. Every time, man. I swear. I think that's genuinely the reason that I can't fucking... I think YouTube is striking me. So sick of this, man. Just let me play my music. It plays in the beginning. I don't touch any of the settings. And then I can't play at the end. Like, what is happening? If somebody's experienced with OBS, please help me fix this.
Get more. Begging it down.
I
get a down ring that I
Yes!
making me float. Hey, got crossed up in real life. Both ankles broke. I do walk up my one life. Perky had me float.
you guys hear it?
I see a drink, I came inside. Fuck it, I'm taking that boat. I got that shit on me, don't try it unless you want it to float. No, I ain't talking about no boat. I got that girl on me, I don't do it for real, but I take it with hoes. I take at least a 20 piece on me when I'm hitting the road. Yeah, and if you don't fly with the birds, you basically breaking the code. Naked my wrist on froze, and no, I don't cuddle with hoes. Yeah, I put that bitch in the back of a spaceship, she never been in a rose. I'm running for president so I can legalize drinking the whole world slow. I rockin' vitamins, speech impediment, but still eat dick though. Oh, she told you she don't, then you probably not him. I'm ballin' so hard like a bitch, shooting above the rim. My nigga known to shoot, if I was you, I wouldn't get close to him. Yeah, some of my niggas be crips, they tryna take off the brim. That mean they took off your hat. Soon as I get my chain snatched, that be the day that I crash. I gave this bitch a face mask, I'm hitting that bitch from the back. In the Billy been taking, I'm nothing, no. How the fuck you drop your flag?
Yeah, little buddy was sick, took all his bands. Bitch, I done got rich, yeah, with no advance. Yeah, all of these bad, yeah, all of these barbs, yeah. All of these bad, yeah, all of these barbs, yeah. We just cotton up, we'll pull up the parties. I just be shipping that side, shipping that somebody farted. I ain't even gonna lie with the purse, they just be having me retarded. Yeah, my brother been still on the run and shit on our backs and target. No, I ain't talk about the store. No, I ain't talk about your whore. No, I ain't worried about money. I know I can get more. Back in the day I broke. Yeah, little buddy got spent here a joke. Yeah, I got a diamond ring that I put on my piggy, it's making me float. Yeah, hey, got crossed up in real life. Both your ankles broke. Yeah, I do walk up my.
All right, legends. Have a good one. Peace.